It is a cold January Sunday. We had a very good day today, and it just made me think, this is worth a conversation. So we live in Eastern North Carolina, and on Sundays, like lots of families all over the universe, we go to church, or we like to go to church. But for years, really since probably, COVID happened, that was a total mess. Our youngest, who's 9, has special needs. And so really for years, we haven't been to church regularly because we either have to get a babysitter or one of us has to stay home with him while the other person would take the other kids to church. And it's just not, it's not ideal. Yes, I have been instructed to build this Lego set. So, everybody else is laying around, wallowing. I'm building it. Anyway, I'm building. And we miss church. And I think sometimes I feel defensive because people will be like, I never see y'all at church. And I'm, it's always a struggle. Like, how much do you say, like, boy, we really want to go to church, but we can't go. And I do say that to friends, but you get kind of tired of hearing yourself, like, whine about it. And it's not as much whining as it is. I'm just trying to explain, I guess, a little bit, But anyway, blah, blah, blah. We don't go that much. We do go to breakfast, which is at 9, and that's a great thing for us to do. And then we go to Sunday school, and I'm the Sunday school teacher, so that makes it easy. Well, today, I was feeling particularly organized, and I got a box of Lego people that were hidden downstairs, and I had ordered a new Lego book, and I had saved it for the weekend, and then this morning I was like, you know what, I'm going to take that to church. Maybe we could go sit in church. So it was the Epiphany service today, which is Christmas. Actually, the 12 days of Christmas starts on December 25th, and then the Epiphany is the 6th. So that's why people leave their trees up later. So really, ideally, Christmas ended on the 6th. So today was the youth service, and then we did a spaghetti lunch to raise money for our mission trip to Glory Ridge in late June. And you life of you, what the devil does that mean? I mean, I just don't know where these people come from. I mean, what is the benefit of spamming people during videos? Like, what is going to happen? Does that person think I'm going to, like, give them my money? I live with someone with autism. Like, you think you fooling me? You not. Anyway, my husband was staying home, and the plan was what he normally does is comes and picks up Amos after Sunday school. Well, today was doing pretty well, and then I was like, okay, we're going to go to church. My daughter was part of the service, and we set upstairs, which he called the attics, sit in the attics. And yay, I finally subscribed as my birthday present. I'm so glad. And, oh, thank you, Chrissy. We got up there and sat for a while. Well, then he realized he didn't want to sit near me. So we cut all the way around the church. Angela said, I get it. I'm glad to hear someone else say it out loud. It's too hard for me to get my neurodiverse family there without ruining our morning. Angela, it is so true. And like, church is supposed to be, if anything has the reputation of welcoming, it's church, right? Like, you could be a terrible person and they're going to smile at you and let you come in the warmth and sit down and be there. We read this book this morning about it's like the clown for Jesus. And it was about this guy that juggled, and finally he juggled and he didn't have anything left, but he ended up giving baby Jesus. He juggled and had nothing else to give, and it made baby Jesus smile. And I think we think to go to church, we got to look good. We got to be on our best behavior. We got to tithe. We got to do all these things perfectly because somehow we're going to do that and we're going to earn this place into heaven or something. But it's not true. And I don't know if I don't know if it's like the devil that wants us to think that so we won't go and won't be spiritual and have this experience and relationship that we really need, because without it, I would just be bouncing around like a ping pong ball. I mean, life is pretty tough to think that there's no greater executor of the estate for me. You know, like, I guess I imagine that we have free choice. Like, we can choose to do all sorts of things. I'm not one of those dodo birds that thinks, well, when it's my time, it's my time. No. I mean, if you get drunk as a coot and go drive a car and kill yourself, that was not God's plan. You dum-dum. You went out and made that decision for yourself. But do I think that things happen and good can come out of them? Yes. Yes, I do. And I think that the older you get, like, the further away you get from this kind of myriad of Legos, right? And they start looking pretty and they get put together and you're like, okay, wow, now I see life coming together. And yesterday, there were kind of two big things in life. One, a family in my small town lost their dad and another friend in a plane crash. And just a really nice family, not good friends of mine, but friends. We live in a small place. And in one moment, they had everything. And in the next moment, they didn't. And nothing will make you feel more vulnerable than your whole life changing, or watching someone else's whole life change from the morning to that afternoon. And how we need friends, and we need that fellowship and people to rely on and trust. And then the other thing was a girl that I've known of forever, just because North Carolina is not such a big place. And Laura, and she is dying. As we speak, she is leaving this earth. She's had cancer for 7.5 years. She has an 11 and 13-year-old, and she has said her goodbyes. And she's been sharing about what that's been like to have to tell her children goodbye. And you think like, not to take things for granted, but you forget, you forget. And I guess, where there's the wind, been reminded of like, wow, life is, we just don't have all these promises, We don't have all these promises of this future of amazingness. And I tell you what, if you're sitting here today with me and you're hanging out, you know what? We are so blessed to be sitting here. Yes.
What are you?
I'm a mommy.
What are you building?
I'm building your airplane.
Airport.
Your airport. And yes, it is gray and dull, and January makes me cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If I weren't totally honest, I wouldn't tell you that years ago I called a very good friend of mine, and I said to her, I know people are going to be like, you shouldn't laugh. This is why I have a subscriber group. I mean, I'm a smartass. But I said, I think I'm going to have to get divorced. I just can't stand him. These children, I mean, I don't even want them. I don't want custody. I mean, it's just horrible. And she goes, like, I thought she would be like, I'm sorry. That's so terrible. This is horrible news. She was like, ow, it's January. Everybody hates everybody in January. I mean, she like wouldn't even let me go down that deep, deep, dark rabbit hole. And how thankful I was for that. So we can like laugh and be serious, and laughter will save you. I promise you, it will save you. Because, I mean, I remember when my brother died. It's lovely for you, but it hasn't worked for me. I don't know what that means. I remember my brother died. Brand new subscriber. Hey, Leslie. I left the hospital and I left his hospital room. I was with him as he died, and I just had to get out of there. I was 15. It was July 18th, 1990, hot as hell in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And I ran down 3 flights of steps, and I ran out of the hospital. And I didn't even know where I was going to go. I just knew I was suffocating in there with him. That loss of him was, I couldn't breathe. And I ran out, and I thought to myself, I'm going to run to Pizza Inn because my cousin, who was in college, was working there that summer. And I did. I ran. Sorry, all these. I feel like Lego hates me. Like, why do they do this? Look at all these bags. And I ran to Pizza Inn, and I was, breathing hard because even when I was 115, I was still totally out of shape, as I've been my whole life. And I kind of ran in and was breathing and crying at Pizza Inn. And so whoever was there, I think I said, I'm here. I need my cousin. And somebody went to get her. And then this other woman came up, this older woman, and she said, honey, did somebody hurt your feelings? And I started laughing. And I remember listening to myself laugh, thinking, I thought I would never laugh again. And I was laughing because they had. And I said, yes, they did hurt my feelings. Yes, like I had lost my closest genetic tie on the planet, and I would never have another one. And that was the end of being a sister, and having a brother. Like, that was never going to happen. And I laughed, and I don't know why that necessarily has to do with church and welcoming, but I'm building your Lego plane, your airport. This does not. Do y'all see an airport? I guess this tiny little thing over here is the airport. You know what else is going to happen? I'm going to build this whole freaking thing, and then you know what's going to happen? He's going to drop it, and it's going to break. And don't tell me to use super glue, because one time I used super glue. Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret about super glue and Legos. It make them real heavy. It also takes, I don't know, I spent probably 16 hours building a Lego hidden inside car that then weighed 10 pounds, and he threw that sucker, and it exploded. I hate stickers. I mean, why? I don't understand. Why do they not put the stickers? Why does it not come with stickers? I mean, it's like they want you to suffer. And now I've lost the stickers. This is what happens. I do one thing, and then I've lost everything. The gloomy days. I can see why people, here's some stickers. Oh my gosh. Look at all these stickers. And then I need like reading glasses to see. 2, 3. Okay. I'm building. Floating IKEA shelves for finished Legos work great in my house. Well, they would look great. They would work great, except for the fact that the little devil that I live with would sooner have a coronary before he let me put them on a shelf. There's no, and I never can get the sticker on right, and then I'm pissed. There's no putting a sticker on a shelf. Where's the rest of the family? Well, I have 2 boys that are at school, and then I have a daughter who is upstairs, and then I have a husband who is downstairs watching, I'm sure, football or something. And this is the bag. I'm building. Yes. We have, oh, I can't do this. I mean, where are these pieces? They're so tiny. And see, this is the thing. I just opened up bag number 1. Bag 7. So why wouldn't they be in bag number 1, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Oh, watching it. I know. Facebook has taken me off probation. I now have ads on my videos. I don't think they're letting like 4 people watch my videos, but you know, you have to start somewhere. Sometimes I feel like I live in North Korea. But I don't, and so I'm thankful. Oh yeah, he's my boss. New subscriber. Hey, Julia. So anyway, church was good today. And so if you are a family that's special needs, let me think about this for a minute. Don't sit and wait for church to welcome you in. Because I would say, unless you live in a big place and there are big churches that have like special need programs, which are amazing. Where I live, there are not enough children to justify a church doing that. It would be awesome, but it ain't gonna happen here. So I could sit at home and wallow and be whiny that my church doesn't welcome families with special needs. Now, what I tend to do, generally, I'm giving y'all like the secret of being a special needs family. And this could be church, this could be school, this could be restaurants. So what you have to do is you have to teach them how to be kind. And sometimes you'll notice I write something really nice over something really small. And you know what it does? It makes people feel good. So when you write about the plumber that welcomed your autistic 9-year-old to help him look in the sinkhole, it makes the plumber realize, wow, that mom really appreciated me. And so I try to really notice kindness. And I try to talk about it. And granted, I've built a blog, and many of you are too smart to do that, so you're geniuses, but I do. The other thing is you have to participate. Don't ever be the person, and this goes if you don't have kids with special needs, don't ever be the person that likes to complain and not pitch in. Whether it's school or church, no do that. So if you don't like something that's happening at school, I highly suggest that you don't complain unless you're willing to get behind it, right? So I'm not going to go. So at church, I want Amos to be included in Sunday school. So what do? I'm the Sunday school teacher, right? Or I want him to be able to go to church. So I have to order a new book and get Legos. So you have to be part of the solution. You can't just think that all this wonderfulness is going to happen to you and you're going to reap the benefits. That ain't how the world works. I mean, that's like waiting for somebody to put gas in your car. No, it's not happening. So it's really on you. And the other thing I would say to you is you have to do what's best for you, but to some degree, you're under an obligation, as I am, to be an advocate. I don't want to be an advocate. None of us do. I mean, we got more you know what to do than be an advocate, right? Like I could exercise, or I could lay on this couch, or I could, build these Legos faster because he's going to come in here and yell at me. But we have to be an advocate. And being an advocate means that we have to not just promote and kumbaya, what we need, but we have to put ourselves out there. Basically, you need to be butt naked out in the world, and you have to be willing to suck up your pride and go out to dinner with the person that might be terrible, or take them to church, or go to a restaurant. Because if we don't do that, then the world never knows that we belong. It's so tricky. So we want the world to be inclusive, but they have to be able to practice. We've got to let them practice. And unfortunately, we're the guinea pigs. Maybe that's my new shirt. Guinea pig family. And maybe if they saw our guinea pig family, They'll be like, it's a guinea pig family. We love guinea pigs. Guinea pig efferbots. That's what we are. It is not easy. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to do it every week. You don't have to do it every. But every once in a while, you got to suck it up and you got to do it. And sometimes you'll fail. So Christmas Eve, we had the Christmas pageant. And Amos, says, ladies and gentlemen, here is Amos. And somebody in the choir, says, shh. And you know what Amos says? Don't shush me.
Don't shush me.
You say yay, Amos.
Don't say it, Mommy.
Don't shush me.
Don't shut me. Don't shut up me.
You
Don't say it, Mommy. Don't shut up me.
and then I might write and say, you know what? We went to church and it was great. And maybe that person will read it and say, that was okay that he said, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It was all right. And maybe if you're the person in the church, reach out and say to the friend, you know what? I thought he did great at church. And when the friend says, he was running upstairs and I was sweating and saying, I thought he did great. Now there's a line of saying, and you have to really be a real friend to say that. You can't, I had a friend, not a good friend, but a friend who kept telling me, and she meant well. A lot of times people mean well that will piss you off. It doesn't matter. I would say, we don't come to church because it stresses me out and I can't do it. Like it's too hard for me. It upsets his siblings. They get embarrassed. It's too much. And when somebody says that to you, what you need to say is, thank you for telling me that. I understand that. I bet that is hard. I wish there was a way I could figure out how to make it easier for you, and just listen. Well, what this person would say when I said that is, it's fine, which basically said to me, I'm not listening to you because what you're saying is very hard for me to hear because it makes me feel guilty and bad. So I'm just going to pretend I don't hear you because I don't actually want to talk about something real, which is to me a total shutdown because I need you to hear me. I need you to understand. I need you to know that this is really hard. And I'm not whining or fussing I just want you to understand that it's hard, because when I was you, I didn't know. I didn't wonder where you were. Maybe I didn't want to hear about it. Maybe you weren't telling me. So this person kept saying, it's fine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But see, I care. I care. So when you say nobody cares, you're not listening to me because I care. Well, I had said this a few times. Well, finally the conversation happened again. And I said to them, you know what? I'll tell you what. You bring your husband to church, butt naked, and you let me know when you're going to be there, and I'll bring Amos. And she was like, I was like, yeah, because I won't care that he's naked. I really could care two rats' asses that he's naked. And it will make me feel better because no one will be worrying about what Amos is doing because the husband is going to be naked as a jaybird at church. And she kind of gave me this look. And I can tell you she has never again said to me, nobody cares. And maybe that's when you just got to be sometimes you got to be kind of tough, and honest. And we have to be willing to think and really hear what people have to say. And they're not whining or fussing, but we just want you to understand. Amos uses the F word way too much. It is terrible. And people love to say, well, where did he hear that? And I'm like, I might use cuss words, but like I don't use them in front of my children. And even when I did, my other 3 children knew not to use the F word, right? At least they had like the social acumen to not make me look bad. But suddenly I have somebody that doesn't care. He'll do anything. He's not trying to protect my reputation. And then people blame me. Darn it. See? I guess I'm going to open 2 because 1, Lego, if you're out there watching, I'm in the book. Here is the book. I'm going to start the book. Wait. Oh, well, no wonder I'm having a problem. So this is bag 4. Can anybody in their right mind tell me why we would start with bag 4? Yeah, I mean, because that seem insane? I feel like I'm insane. I gotta put all these bag 1 over here. I don't know. I'm just so bored that I'm gonna create Lego things and then I have a funny joke. Let's start with bag 4. Hate people. It's January. Hate them. Bag 4. Bag 4. Does Amos like to build Legos? Yes, he likes to build Legos. Yes, he does. Does he like to... I'm building. All right. I'm building. Well, hi, Ruffin.
What are you building?
Well, I'm building an airplane.
My brother has one of those.
Here's my godson, Ruffin. Did you bring me a muffin? You just came over here without a muffin and didn't even bring me one? Ruffin, you know what it did, this Lego thing? It started with bag 4. Doesn't that seem weird?
Usually all Lego City stuff does it with bag 4.
Are you kidding? Ruffin says all Lego City stuff starts with bag 4. Well, Ruffin, I would like to argue against that because I think that is annoying. Just in case anybody cares, and they don't.
Adrian, you're watching the Dolphins?
No, I was doing a video talking about how good Amos was at church today. Wasn't he good, Ruffin?
Mm-hmm. Except he was sitting up there like, yeah, with his feet out.
He did have where did he have his feet, Ruffin? On the balcony.
Yeah.
And then he took communion and he spit the cracker out. He said, I don't like that cracker. But he tried it, which was good. As a teacher, I used to say they would be mortified when they heard us.
Change clothes real quick. Why don't you sit down here with Adrian?
Ruffin's come over here to hang out with.
I'm going down to the bottom.
You could ask Amos if he wants to jump on the trampoline, or is it raining?
It's raining.
Oh.
It's raining.
Oh no. Shoot.
It's raining.
It is raining.
Oh dear, it has started to rain.
Oh dear. Oh dear, it has started to rain. It often starts with bag 4. Well, Thomas looks very nice. He did look nice. We had a spaghetti lunch at church. So anyway, that's just my discussion today, is that if it's your church or you're somewhere, like, really look for the families, just like you would look for new people, you know, and just be welcoming. And like today they had cake and Amos had, oh, I don't know, 3 pieces of cake before he had lunch. And you know what, like, that's okay. Like, we can't get all in a snit over tiny little things, you know, it just doesn't really matter. Yeah, am I watching football? That would be a negative ghostwriter. I'm gonna sit in here. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do all these. I added too many. beautiful. I'm gonna sit in here and build. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm sitting on the floor, which means I'm never gonna make. Let's go see what. Amos, have you cleaned up your Legos yet?
No.
You haven't?
What do you have? What do you build?
Well, I'm still working on it. Are you gonna clean up your Legos?
No.
You're just gonna lay around in your sleeping bag?
Yes.
And watch TV?
Yes. That will be done.
Do you want to help me build? And just in case you're wondering, that would be a Christmas tree. It's been out there now for a week.
Whoa.
You might see that 4th of July.
Look what I built.
Look, Mommy is building for you.
A passenger plane.
A passenger plane. Now remember, if you want me to help you, I have to build it, okay?
Build a pilot.
Build the pilot?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you could build the person. That's a good idea.
And where is the hat?
Where is his hat?
No.
Is that it? His hair?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. It's a pilot.
It is a pilot hair. This one.
Where is his pants?
We have a local minister who doesn't take his
Where's
kids
his
to church.
pants?
He has someone watching at home.
Look.
They can't behave. That's sad.
It's
You know,
a cab.
I think you're right. And I think if you could say to him, you know what, we want your kids here. Granted, I mean, you don't need the church catching on fire.
Look, it's a cab.
What is it?
It's a cab.
A cab. Okay. That cab of the plane?
Yes.
Who sits in the cab of the plane?
Amos.
Amos. No.
She.
Who sits in the cab?
Minifigure.
The who? Who flies the plane?
Everyone.
The pilot, right?
The pilot.
Yeah, the pilot.
Where is?
The news last night.
Here you go. Yes.
What is it? Oh, well, we're not there yet. We have to keep building.
Take in here.
Okay, but look, let's see how we follow the directions.
We must build it. Go to the top here.
Carry on, people, subscribers. See you tonight. See you tonight at about 8 p.m. Thank y'all for tuning in.
And